Hey guys, Thatnub here, and today we're doing a quick update on our little homestead. People are asking me questions, wanting me to show off things a week later, a month later, whatever later. So we're going to kind of go over a few things real quick. So first off is the puncturevine weevils, the goathead weevils, how well they're doing. We've had them down for a little bit more than a month or so, and this is what they're doing. They're eating up all of the stuff here that they're supposed to be eating up, and they're kind of shrinking into the greenness. Over here we can see that they've pretty much taken care of all of this area here, but we keep running into a problem, which is this: new seeds are sprouting and trying to spread, so these guys are like trying to keep up with it. And I don't know if we're winning the battle or not, but we have what, 2 months or so, give or take, with warm enough weather for them to survive in. I think we don't really get cold until the end of November, and the beginning of December might be where it gets too cold for them to survive over here, because it gets bird cold, like 9 degrees sometimes, and they may not survive. But if we have a mild winter, then who knows, they can survive down to 15 degrees, so maybe, possibly, we might be able to keep them for next year. If not, we're going to have to buy some more, but we'll see what they do. Here is all of our mint, and it is going to seed and flowering and all that kind of stuff. Morning is really the only time that I can get over here and look at it, and there's probably only 30 or 40 bees over here right now, but in a few hours, that's just going to go crazy, and this whole thing just swarms all day. But we stay pretty much away from it, so it doesn't really bother us all that much. As for the strawberries, this is where we planted some strawberry plants, put some of Paul's compost down, put some wood chips on top of that. After the first kind of sprouting that they had, the first batch of strawberries. But most of these I think are June bearing, so we started to get a second run of them, and then, I don't know, rabbits came and took them or something. Maybe baby girl ate them, because I don't see any strawberries in there right now. This is about the time of day. It's what, 8:30-ish in the morning that they get their sun, and after that it gets blocked out. See, sun's there. It gets blocked out right there, and then by like 11-ish or so we get shade from the roof line of the porch. So this isn't really the greatest spot to do strawberries at, but it's a spot that we had when we first got here, and we really wanted some strawberries, so that's where we put them. Now for the figs in the potted plant, those little green things there are not figs. They're just going to stay dormant in there until probably next spring. They're probably trying to do their thing, but again, not that much sun sitting right here, and they were just kind of newly cut, so probably next year is when we're going to get some growth out of those. Same goes for the fig tree starts that we planted out here in the front. Remember, we did like 1, 2, 3, and they're going to wait until probably next year before we see any growth out of them. Right here are the potatoes that we first planted from the seed potatoes we got at like Home Depot or something. And there's the growth there. We got some new ones. Those ones actually popped up before, but like right here is a new one that popped out maybe a week ago. This one here is doing well. There was a couple, oh, right, that little guy right there is new. Actually, maybe that whole thing is new, but we got some new growth out of those. So the second row here, because I was pretty sure we did a second row, so that second row there might be growing. Okay, but what about the potatoes that you got from Paul's house? Well, here are the first two plants right here. Remember, we kept the leaves on those up, and maybe I've just never paid attention before, but these potato plants have flowers on them. I never knew that potato plants grew flowers, but there they are. Check them out. How pretty. So these are getting some flowers on there. Either that or there's something else in there with them, but really that's all there was. So there's that. So we got There's like, I mean, like 5 or 6 in there, 5 or 6 in there, and there, and there, all the way through. These flowers here are a little bit lighter. These ones here look more white. And these, oh, that one doesn't have flowers on it. Those do, and these ones here don't. So all of these, right, all of these right through here, we did not let any of the greenery up. We buried it completely under 2 feet of wood chips, and these two we left up so you can see their progression. Somebody asked me how long we let these sprinklers run. It runs for now, because I don't know, something changed on the thing, I reset it or whatever. It runs for about 45 minutes per section. And these get hit by that sprinkler there, that guy there is still popped up, and one over here, and maybe a hint from that one, but it gets mostly the wood chip pile there, for about 40-45 minutes a night. So every night, 45 minutes, this stays nice and soaking wet, and it is no longer 2 feet high. Let's see here. It's, you know, compacted and decomposed down. So there is that. And all those wood chips are going to go that side once it's not so hot out, which is kind of starting to get not so hot out. So maybe some of those might go that direction now. So we get more of a growing space with irrigation out here, plenty of sunshine. Sunshine goes from there all the way that way-ish, or more that way in the summertime, but it's going to start going that way-ish. So we'll still get more of an all-day sun in this area right here. Okay, a few of you mentioned that I shouldn't put wood chips out in the pasture 2 feet deep. Why am I doing that? You should start with 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 inches and just start with that, because I'm not starting with this. Paul, when he started his, put them down 2 feet deep, and then he planted the trees and went away. I don't even have the dirt that Paul had. I have sand, which doesn't retain any moisture as it is, and the moisture that it does get is very limited, so, and really kind of limited to the winter months. So I figure if I can put down 2 feet down here, let it decompose over the fall, the winter, and the spring when it's rainy out, and then it might start retaining some moisture, building up some soil. Maybe the year after that, in that spring, I might be able to plant some trees out here, because this is all going to be an orchard at first. Then we'll start planting bushes in, then we'll start planting annuals and perennials in here. So for now, this is just something to stop tumbleweeds from growing and to start rebuilding soil. Over here where the tomatoes are, you can see a few of the cherry tomatoes there growing. Oh, hey, I didn't even notice that. Tell the wife about this one. Right there is a tomato that's growing that the bunnies haven't found yet. And there's some of these over here that are kind of like this darkish, I don't know what kind of tomato plant that is. These things are kind of weird though. They're like a brown, almost black. Yeah. But all of these tomato plants here have been on pretty much ignored because the bunnies have decided that this is their new feeding ground, and this is the only one they can't really keep up with. So we do get some small little tomatoes in here from time to time, and we pick them off when we see them, which we're going to have to do soon, and we eat them all up. But we have been infested with the bunnies. We need to get Elmer Foot out here with his little shotgun. So there are tomato plants, but this whole area here gets hit by that sprinkler there and that sprinkler there, and waters this for us. So we don't really have to worry about that either. Back here at the edge of the property in the back where we planted all those arborvitaes trees, there are some of them back here that are doing fairly well, and some of them that we just killed. So we're gonna just keep doing our thing with these and see which ones are still alive next spring, plant a few more through here, maybe 20 more in this back area, and just focus on it. So right now we are just watering from here to that fence post there. And any of the trees that survive here, yay, count our blessings. We learned a lesson on spacing and watering and stuff. And then we will plant more here next spring to give us some blockage of wind to the back of the house. Because in the wintertime, it gets cold and we need a lot of stuff growing nice and big and tall right here. And we underestimated how much water was coming from our water faucet, so we may have to bring out some separate irrigation lines out to these trees, at least to start off with. I don't know if we're going to do that or not, but at least right now there's a few trees here that are growing fairly okay. Just got to clear off all of that. See, right here, you see those trees? Those are the good ones. So that is that. So there's that old joke, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's how you should treat your garden, your orchard, your everything. Take one little section, get it going well. Then move to another section, get it going well, and so on and so on and so on. This out here where the potatoes are is our first section. Then we're going to take over that area there with the grass, maybe knock that tree down and all those bushes, and take over this whole, eventually this whole front of the property is going to be taken over. Then our next spot is going to be right over there behind those trees, because the sprinkler still hits there. So this is all going to be done with no new irrigation, and it heads out into the pasture a little bit, and we're going to take it all the way up to the base of those trees, and maybe even take those trees out because they're just junk trees. We don't like them. But that area there is going to be garden space for number 3. Then number 4 and number 1 is where the tomatoes are, but that's kind of the wife's playground, so she does what she wants. My number 4 is going to be right over here, doing the same thing, reclaiming all of that to where as far as the sprinklers will hit. And then the whole while we will be adding more and more and more wood chips out to the pasture to get it 5-10 feet deep. I don't care. That way it can just take its own time and decompose and do its thing, and we get rid of all of this sagebrush tumbleweeds that I have to come through and mow like at least every 2 weeks, or it gets like those guys over there. See, they get all big and puffy, almost to where I can't even take the mower through them, and I really don't want to, but I do it because, well. Last but not least, the big cave for karma that we put compost down in here somewhere. Check out whatever that video is on, 1 or 2 of them back, and you can see where that happened. I don't know. I can't really see a difference. I can't find the outline. The first week when I mowed, I saw it, and before I mowed, I saw little pieces of grass, a little bit taller in that area, but now I can't tell where it was. So either it all washed away, or it's just hidden, or it was bad grass in that area. I don't know. But we'll keep an eye on it, and maybe one day we'll just be sitting down here and go, huh, look at that. But for now, I don't know. And one more thing I almost forgot. I'm heading out to Paul's for the last tour for me for this year. It's going to be like, it's in September. It's going to be around the 17th, 18th, 19th, somewhere around in there. There's a Sunday at 2:30, Paul's house. I'm going to be there filming. If you get there at 2 o'clock and you want to hold a camera, believe me, I got a couple of them. So I want to get all the shots that I can. You're more than welcome to grab one and just wander around with it. If you want to help out, if you just want to meet me and meet Paul at the same time, come on out. That's the day. What is his address? 411 Craig Road, Sequim, Washington, 983 382. Pretty sure, but it should be on the screen right now. And if I was correct, then yay me. So Paul is no longer doing tours in October. He changed that, took October off because there's really not much to show off and not much to eat. And it's not really, you know, impressive, and Paul just likes to have everybody be full when they leave. But he will still be doing the pruning seminar in the winter in January, but that's kind of a call ahead of time to schedule a day. And the phone number should be on the screen right now for that, but that'll come up when we go out there to do the pruning thing sometime in January. Well, that's all I have for this video. As always, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, check us out on the website, and we'll see you guys on the next one.